guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. For the scent of the day, I'm going to take you on a journey around my kitchen and show you what I've got going on. The first thing is this Renews It. I don't know how you say that, but it's the Hawaiian Oasis. And then I have my wax melt warmer with the same Mainstays apple cider donuts candle inside. And it's still very, very fragrant, so loving that. And then I have my candle going right here, and of course it's the sea coral, the never-ending sea coral candle inside this adorable little cat holder. And then plugged into one of my outlets, I have this air wick, and I just changed it to this Fresh Waters one, and I am delighted to say that this one does smell good. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. I would love if you took a moment and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. I post a video every Sunday and Wednesday and would hate for you to miss anything interesting. And I also do post every single day on Instagram and on Reddit. So if you're active on any of those platforms, be sure to go give me a follow. Now, as it is Sunday, we are doing a review and tutorial on a specific palette. And the palette for this specific week is the Tartelette 2 In Bloom Clay Eyeshadow Palette. Here's a quick look at the color story if you want to see it before we get started. And what we're going to do today is called a soft cut crease. So we're going to be really playing in a lot of the deeper tones and mixing them with a lot of the lighter tones. So let's move along right into the tutorial. So as you can see, I have some residue on this eye right here and it just will not come off. So we're just gonna have to work around that today. So before we get started on the actual eyeshadow, we're gonna do the quick prep steps. So for that, I'm gonna tightline, and today I'm just gonna use a brown eyeliner and quickly put that in my upper waterline. Now I'm just going into some quick eyeshadow primer, and today I'm just gonna use the Revlon Candid concealer. Now we're ready to go into the eyeshadow. So the first brush I'm going to use is a very short and stubby firm brush. And I'm going into the shade called Charmer. And I'm going to highlight my entire brow bone with this shade. Basically underline the entire thing. Now the next brush I'm going into is just a pencil brush. And I'm going into the shade called Rebel. And I'm going to start in the middle of my eye and kind of try to relax my eye. And try to form a swoop shape. So that means just go down towards the tail end of my brow. And pop right back up once I reach the end. Make sure to bring it into your inner corner all the way down. And then connect it back into the middle. Now once you have your base layer on there, you can go ahead and darken it up some. Again, using that same pencil brush, I'm going into the shade called Sweetheart now. And I'm just going to put this half on my skin and half on the shade and try to get rid of that harsh line that we created with that first shade. The next brush I'm taking is kind of a larger eyeliner brush, and I'm going into the shade called Leader. And with this shade, I'm really going to define the lower part of the swoop shape. Next, I like to take a really long, flexible blending brush and kind of blend all this together, just really lightly. Next, I like to go back into the eyeliner brush and go back into the shade called Charmer. And then right under that dark definition line that we created, I'd like to just outline with this white color. Now you only want to outline about 3/4 of the way because we're going to do some outer corner work in a little bit. After I have that basic white outline, then I just take a little detail brush and go back into a shade called Sweetheart. And I kind of apply this on top of it. Next, I'm taking a really small eyeliner brush and I'm going back into a shade called Leader. And what we're going to do next is create a double outer corner. So I like to start a little bit below my outer corner and create a straight line up to the outer edge of the swoop shade. So it kind of looks like a wing now. And then with that same brush, you're just gonna follow that same line directly underneath it. And create a secondary line. Now you want to go back in with the larger eyeliner brush and go back into the shade called Leader. And we're gonna fill in this outer corner with that shade all the way. And then you can do my little trick where you kind of pull it this way so it blends into that whitish pink shade. Now I'm going in with the brown eyeliner for my waterline. Now still sticking with this larger eyeliner brush, I'm going back into the shade called Leader. And I'm putting this on the outer half of my lower lash line, connecting it to the bottom line that we did for the outer corner. Same brush, but going into the shade called Rebel. And I'm putting that on the interior part of the lower lash line and blending it slowly into that outstanding shade that we just put down. Now, if you want to, you can use the same brush and go into the shade Funny Girl and put this in your inner corner for some highlight. Or you can leave it as an all matte look, it's up to you. And with this palette, I get quite a bit of fallout, so just wipe that away. And that's the look. So I'm gonna put on some mascara and I will be right back. Alright, so here's a look, and if you want to see it with proper lashes on, be sure to check out the Saturday pictorial that I will have linked below for you. And if you want to stay and hang out with me a little bit longer, I'm going to get right into the review portion right now. So here's a closer look at the palette. This is a hard plastic casing packaging, and if you have the original edition of the Tartelette, it is the same type of packaging as that one. And when you open it up, there is a very large mirror inside. And again, here's the look at the color story. There are 12 eyeshadows in here, weighing in at 1.5 grams each. Inside you get 9 mattes and 3 micro shimmers. So the formula balance isn't quite what I like to see, but it all depends on your preference. The mattes themselves are a beautiful formula. They blend easily, they layer nicely, and they're all very pigmented. And even though they're saturated with color, they are still very, very easy to use. And you can do a very nice gradient with these colors. The shimmer formula is just kind of meh, and I don't feel like it's the reason that people reach for this palette, but they do work, and I do appreciate that all 3 shimmers included are a different tone, so you can really vary up your look every time you create a new one. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys a picture of some swatches I took from this palette so you can see how every shade looks swatched out. Now we're going to talk about some information. The way this palette is arranged is it's supposed to be 3 easy looks. So the top row is 1 look, the middle row is 1 look, and the bottom row is 1 look. So it's definitely very easy to use. And each shadow in here is infused with Amazonian clay, so you have better and longer and truer wear. This formula is both dermatologist and ophthalmologist tested. This palette is cruelty free, but it is not vegan. And now we're going to get into my favorite part, which is the cost. So if you went out and bought this entire palette as it is today, it would cost you $39. Breaking that down a little bit, it comes to $3.25 per shade. And then breaking that down even further, it comes to $2.17 per gram. And now we're going to get into my recommendation. So upon using this palette, I didn't get any creasing or patchiness with this. I did get moderate kickback in the pan and definitely some fallout on my face. But if you have been on the fence about this, I definitely recommend picking this one up, and there are 3 reasons why. First, this is one of the easiest formulas I've ever worked with, and it's super easy to blend. Secondly, it's very easy to conceptualize your looks because it's all laid out in different rows for you. And lastly, each shade is imbued with a high level of pigment, so even the lightest shades show up properly on your skin. So guys, let me know in the comments down below if you have this palette or you're interested in checking it out. And let me know how you feel about this eye look. I've never tried a soft cut crease before, and I was just very interested in trying it with this color story. But that's the whole video for today, and I hope you enjoyed it and found it very helpful. And if you did like it, please give it a giant thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down button. And until next time, bye.